Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Paradoxic, and welcome to The Boys, the new series I'm starting on the channel. A series I've wanted to start for the longest time, longest time, and it's been recommended to me by a few people too. The second season was confirmed. When the second season was confirmed, I was like, okay, yeah, I've got to do this show now. And then I never really got around to it. Now, yeah, I think it was a couple of days ago, I actually saw a video that was posted announcing the second season would be coming in September. So I was like, okay, if I start now, I can very likely finish the season by then, and I can actually watch season 2 along with you guys when it's actually live and up and running. So yeah, but The Boys, it's a show I've heard a lot of good things about. It's one of those grittier, more grounded kind of superhero shows. I think to my knowledge, it surrounds like the corruption behind superheroism and like how superheroes themselves can also be corrupt with their power and their fame and all that sort of stuff. So I've heard it's very gory and violent, very mature. So I'm all here for it. Karl Urban, he leads the show. I've seen screenshots of him, and he's been in some good comic book stuff. I think, to my knowledge, I think the things I know he's in, I think he was in Thor Ragnarok. He was Scourge, I believe his name was in that. He was Scourge, and he was also in Judge Dredd. I haven't seen Dredd. I haven't seen the Dredd movie, but he was in Judge Dredd too. So he's been in a fair amount of comic stuff, so seeing him in this should be interesting, and this is a series based off of The Boys comic book. But yeah, and Spice Girls, I think they have something to do with this. I've heard that one of the Spice Girls songs has been featured in this fairly heavily. Like, people have made like edits and stuff with it whilst confirming that it's in this. So I don't know if that actually plays into the story or if it's just a cool thing, like a cool addition. But yeah, I think it might have played during the trailer. It's been ages. I saw the first trailer that was released for it. I saw that. But other than that, I haven't really seen anything. So I don't know if it's actually something to do with it or if it's just a cool track that they've used. But either way, Spice Girls is a thing. So yeah, that's all I know. Corrupt superheroes and Karl Urban. That's The Boys. That's The Boys. The Boys, and there's one girl. I believe. So yeah. But I really don't know what else to say about this. I'm looking forward to this. I'm hoping it's going to be a fun ride. I'm hoping we can all enjoy it together. The uncut reaction for this entire series will be up as the episodes go up on Patreon. So feel free to go check those out if you want. But yeah, that's all I have for The Boys. Pre-ep spec, that's all The Boys. So yeah, episode 1, titled The Name of the Game. Let's go. Oh, jeez. Oh, well, definitely Wonder Woman-esque. The van is going through her. Oh, she's going through the van. Oh, heat vision. Ooh. Oh, melted the gun onto his hand. Is this the Superman? He's literally wearing an American flag as a cape. Homelander.
I had to ask you out.
Well, excuse me for waiting. You ever hear?
Girls can make the first move too. There's nothing wrong with that.
Don't you ever besmirch Billy?
What the hell? What? Is that blood? What the hell? That's her jaw. That's her bones. Oh, god damn! No!
I can't stop.
You literally just destroyed his girlfriend! His hands are still in his hands! Wow, she's lifting cars and punching walls. So, super strength. Isn't that the girl from Jessica Jones?
I am Starlight.
Starlight.
I'm 110 pounds and I'm...
Oh. Whoa.
I am so sorry. Are you
Okay.
She just stepped in the middle of the street. You know, I couldn't.
Middle of the
I'm pretty sure she was on the pavement.
half step off the fucking curb.
Now, come on. All you have to do is sign right here, and I'll offer you the check.
So you're paying him off to just move on past this whole
It's
thing?
a confidentiality agreement.
It's a boilerplate NDA.
I
Really?
signed this, and I can't talk about it.
It's like nothing ever happened? So they're not going to be held accountable for this? They're not, nothing, they just, you know, I'm sorry, sign a form and then get some money and then move on from all this stuff. There's no accountability. Like, actually watch where you're fucking going when you're a speedster? Really?
Yeah, exactly. You're already up 2.5 points with Midwesterners and conservative Christians in 18 to 49.
Conservative Christians.
By the way, your audition.
Surprised they accept superheroes. Well, they probably just look up to them as, oh, proof that God exists.
Yeah, that's why we love you.
Including the jewel in Voth's crown.
The deep,
the greatest superhero
translucent,
the
black
world's
noir,
ever seen.
Queen Maeve, Homelander.
And Lord of the Seven Seas, live and in person, the Deep.
So he's the Aquaman of the superheroes. He's the Aquaman. Yeah, he's got that green and yellow thing going on. Yeah, he's the Aquaman. So who's the 7th? She's clearly the 6th because she's replacing Lamplighter. So who's the 7th? There's even A-Train beers. Oh god damn! The guy didn't even stop. That's what. Like, I mean, he said he was chasing after armed robbers and shit. So, and he's got cereals. Oh, he's having a panic attack. Oh, he's having an anxiety attack. Oh no, Hughie, come on, Hughie.
Bet growing up you had a poster of Homelander on your wall, huh?
No, actually.
Queen Maeve. What?
What? I mean, you said you had a crush on me.
Oh, gee, oh no! No!
You're gorgeous. I'm not
No!
just a little bit of pole smoke.
No!
Wait. I could put you out of the business.
You son of a bitch. No, Starlight, you don't need this. You do not need this.
That's not what you really want, right?
How many nannies shake their babies?
Is this him?
I'm sorry?
Is this him?
You know, a good
Is this Karl Urban?
hard shake, like trying to get...
It's Karl Urban!
She wasn't in the street, she was one step off the fucking curb, and you...
Yeah, even he knows.
Yeah, I said, who the hell are you? How do you know that?
Name's Butcher.
Butcher.
Billy Butcher.
Oh, he's FBI.
This is the only place where the soups can scratch that filthy little itch.
Oh.
Perhaps taking snaps.
Oh, it's a superhero place, a bar of some kind.
Wait.
Damn. So this is a superhero sex club. Oh, Jesus Christ. NDA my ass. NDA my ass.
Never let them see you like this.
Well, damn.
Translucent, you're a goddamn pervert.
Wait, Translucent's there? Oh, jeez. Oh. Christ.
Man's a saint. But the rest of them, yeah.
No, Homelander's the one good one.
Those fuckers.
Really?
Yeah.
I happen to know about Compound V.
Compound V.
What is Compound V?
Oh, someone's flying by.
Type of rumor that could really tarnish those heroes of yours.
I just heard my mom's voice in my head. Keep smiling. The show must go on.
Oh, no, not at the expense of your safety or your comfort.
Now I just feel sick. I'm gonna take that son of a bitch's head clean off his body.
Okay. Wow.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Okay. Cool. A little scary, but cool.
Well, after what he did, he deserves it. After what he did, you know.
I'm Hughie, by the way.
And again, we live in a world where superheroes don't face accountability, so that's the least he can get.
You know, that pressure, it's a lot for anyone to swallow.
No, go fuck yourself, you dick.
Don't worry, I'll be fine. I'm here. And I'm not going anywhere.
Hell fucking yeah.
Can we get back to
Yeah, she will destroy you,
serious crime?
deep.
These
Fucking
assholes
Aquaman
violated my
bootleg.
rules 3 weeks.
Easy peasy, Japanesey.
Easy peasy Japanesey, Jesus.
That was a lot.
You could take the blue pill. Or was it the red pill? Anyway, take the other pill. Quit being a cunt. Just quit being a cunt, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah, he sees nothing but the blood. He sees nothing but the blood. Hey, Hughie.
Alright.
Okay, that's a half-assed apology if I've ever heard one. But Hughie, just calm down. Just calm down. Oh, fuck me. Oh, shit, no. Oh, it's Starlight. Oh, there we go. Alright, okay, cool. Oh, no! Translucent! Why are you always naked? Put some damn clothes on!
You know, he's down the hall to the left. Like,
And the guy behind the screens, yeah.
Take it from here, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I can really help.
I don't think you're the only person he's got helping him, Hughie. I'm sure he has other people with him. You know, this kind of thing would require a team.
Yeah, my word.
Thank you. Have a safe flight home.
Oh, he's gonna die. He's totally dying. He is definitely dying. Oh crap. Oh no.
Pussy, I followed you from the fucking tower.
Oh jeez, oh god. How do you fight an invisible guy?
Motherfucker!
Oh! Oh! That was good. Oh, electric, no, stay and fight. He can't take out an invisible guy all by himself. Oh, yeah! There we go. Oh, that's good. Oh, those effects are good. That's good.
That made semi-transparent.
Wait, what? Oh, for crap's sake. There we go. Give him some. Oh, his ass cheek. Oh, his butt cheek was electrocuted.
Skin's carbon. Highly conductive.
Yeah.
Saw it on
Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
That would have taken me forever to work that one out.
Yeah.
Good
See, he's
job.
the tech guy. He's the tech
Get him in the
guy.
boot.
Just call it the fucking FBI.
Yeah.
He's not real FBI, is he? He's not. No. He's not real FBI.
Then who the fuck are you?
Oh no! Oh! He's not a saint! He's no saint! He's a killer! Oh, jeez. Eric Kripke! Oh! Eric Kripke! Interesting. Interesting, okay. That's the end of that episode, the season premiere, the pilot of The Boys. Damn, that is. You know what? I'll say that's an interesting show. That is an interesting show. That is. I think it was a good enough opening. It was a very, very good, strong opening. Very, 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 very quickly, very easily set the tone for what the story is going to be like and what this show is going to be like. So I like that. Very, very tone setting. So. Yeah, okay, alright, so we have the seven, we have Homelander, the Deep, Translucent, Queen Maeve, Black Noir, now we have Starlight. It used to be Lamplight, and now we have Starlight, and I think the seven, I'm wondering, is the seven Nubian Prince, because I think he's not, from what I saw, he wasn't at the round table, he wasn't at that round table in the Seven Tower, he wasn't mentioned along any of the other seven, so I don't know if Nubian Prince is the seventh, or if there's another member of the seven that we're missing or we don't know about yet. But Nubian Prince is another one, so I've just added him to the list just in case. But those are those six people are the ones we have now. And they are the superheroes. They're like the Justice League of the thing. And they do remind me of, like, they do seem like the Justice League, to be honest. Like, Queen Maeve has Wonder Woman vibes to her. You know, Homelander has Superman vibes to him. He literally, his cape is literally a printout of the American fucking flag. It's literally the American flag that he's wearing on his back. And he's got that whole blonde hair, presumably. I don't know if he's got blue or brown eyes. He's always got some kind of eyes. He has that whole kind of, Boy Scout look to him, that kind of American hero look to him. So he's got that. Then the Deep, who's like a low rent Aquaman who sexually assaulted Starlight, Mandy. I think her name was Mandy, right? I think it was Mandy. Yeah, I think that's what she said. But yeah, I think that's one thing. That's another thing. Like, this show, like, wait, so let me just finish the list of heroes first. So we got A-Train 2. A-Train killed Robin. A-Train killed Robin, but under false pretenses. The cover-up is that he was chasing bank robbers and stuff, but no alarms went off. There was no reports of any banks being robbed or anything like that. Nothing he was after. So he clearly was on some other kind of mission that allowed for collateral damage. So yeah, those, or maybe he's the seventh. A-Train could be the seventh. Yeah, A-Train is seventh. Okay, so Nubian Prince is probably just like another one, like another hero that they have on the side. But yeah, A-Train is the seventh, so that makes more sense. Yeah, let me correct that. But yeah, so yeah, I think in terms of tone, they definitely set the pace with the fact that this isn't your ordinary superhero world, let alone your ordinary superhero show. This is a much grittier, much more grounded take on superheroism, like superhero capitalism as well. There's like superhero capitalism is a heavy investment in this kind of world. Like they have merchandise, they have movies, artwork, theme parks, they have everything. Like that's where their money comes in. Like they actually do have powers, they do superhero work and they get money from that, but then they actually star in their own stuff. They do TV shows, movies, all this other again, just capitalism, and it rakes in all the more extra cash for them. So money is, a lot of where a lot of their power comes from, apart from the actual power too. So yes, I think with that it's interesting with that because that then allows and I think Billy himself explained it they like the seven are they're not exempt from any kind of crime. They commit crimes all the time. But because they're superheroes, because they had this kind of power, this kind of fame, it allows them to get away with stuff scot-free. They hand out so many other NDAs to other people, Hughie's not the only one. They fight to save the day, they end up with collateral damage, and then they just give out some half-assed apology on live TV, and then they go to the victims personally, the next of kin, and they give them some kind of NDA and some kind of cash settlement, ask them to move on so they can keep killing afterwards too. So that way they can do whatever the hell they want, and they face zero accountability. Which is a scary kind of reflection of the kind of world we live in today. But it's also fairly accurate. So seeing how that kind of stuff is applied to superheroes as well, I think it's actually an interesting thing, and especially where the capitalism comes in. Again, Billy explained that society wants to be able to turn a blind eye. Society wants to believe that the people they support are angels and saints who are incapable of doing anything but good. They look up to these people as heroes and martyrs and just the good guys, pretty much. The supers come in to save the day, so that ordinary people don't have to. Ordinary people can turn a blind eye to whatever crime, whatever wrongdoings they see, because they're like, oh well, Homelander exists, Queen Maeve exists, they can just come in and save the day from everyone else. So they willingly want to turn a blind eye. And it's they want to be able to turn a blind eye. Even if they know that something bad is going on, they're like, oh well, that's just that person. Homelander would never do this. A-Train would never do this. Queen Maeve would never do this. That's just regular criminal. Only criminals are capable of doing that. Good people are incapable of actually making any wrong decisions or bad choices or anything like that. So. Yeah, so society itself turns a blind eye, which helps even more with this stuff, and then I think that would leave people like investigative journalists, or people like Hughie who have lost something, or people like Billy who just he's playing pretend at being a Fed. He's not really an FBI, so he's got a forged ID. But people like them who actually see the bad and actually want to do something about it and actually hold them accountable. So. Yeah, even within the superhero group, it's especially corrupt. You got again the Deep who sexually assaulted Mandy Starlight, and even gave her that speech of I'm number two, I'm one of the highest ranking members on this group, so if I had a say in it, and I do, if I wanted to, you'd be gone the next day. So the best thing you can do is just do whatever the hell we tell you, and just knuckle in, just knuckle under, put up with it, and then you can maintain your seat on at the top of the tower, maintain your seat within the seven at the top of the tower, and saying, even just look around at all the cracked screens and stuff, saying, I could just tell them you attacked me, and then you'd be gone, just like that. So yeah, seeing that that shocked me. And then seeing Mandy afterwards, just, you know, like on the verge of tears to her mother on the phone, and then, you know, after, like, you know, and her mother, especially her mother raising her with that mindset was horrible to watch too. Like being like, you know, oh, am I like, no, like her saying that her mother's voice was in her head saying, you know, just smile, put up with it, smile and wave, because, you know, this is where you're meant to be. You're meant to be at the top, no matter what, no matter what the cost is. So her taking in that mindset, and then letting her drive through it. She actually did end up doing what he wanted. So that sucked. And then afterwards, her actually, you know, coming to terms with it. And then Hughie actually giving her that pep talk. Was good. Actually, her you know, encouraging her to keep fighting. Like she's actually going to keep fighting. So I think she's not going to, you know, do anything for him anymore, but she's going to fight for her own position, fight for her own rank. So I think there may well be some kind of rank. And, you know, I think usually rank would just be, you know, thingy, like it would be based on like years with the Seven, experience with the Seven and stuff like that. So the Deep is obviously like a long-standing hero, so it would be his word against hers. So I wonder if that's actually going to be a story, if she's actually going to come forward at some point about that, or if she's actually just going to use it to, you know, fight forward, use it like being like, you know, that was like a one thing, I made that mistake once, I'm not making it again, I'm not going to do anything for you again, I'm just going to fight for my own position on the Seven, actually fighting for her own right to be a member of the Seven, to be Starlight and stuff. So yeah, I don't know where that's gonna go, but yeah, so we had that. So the Deep is. I had a bad feeling. I had such a bad feeling about that. As soon as, like, you know, I think it was like, you know, this isn't me blaming Starlight, but as soon as she mentioned like, oh, you're like a high school crush of mine, and then he got all happy and flirtatious, like, oh, really? That's crazy. That's wild. As soon as he behaved like that, I knew something was gonna go down. And then that shot of his bare naked butt cheek, and then he was just stroking just that. No. As soon as that popped up, I was like, no, this is not going in a direction I like in any way. So yeah, I thought she'd genuinely just leave the tower, just run away. She should have. But yeah, I think, and again, like, I think the worst thing to think about is the fact that she's probably not the only one he's done that to. She's probably not. I think, and especially because we know there's that club that Billy got Hughie into, that underground, like, paparazzi free superhero club where they can get where they can get up to all kinds of shit. So, you know, like where A-Train was just hanging back, drinking, taking drugs or whatever, and just, you know, just laughing to the other guy about actually having killed Robin, being like, oh, I swallowed one of her molars, and then they were just starting laughing about it like it was a joke. Like we have those kinds of places, so it's not very hard to believe that this isn't the first time the Deep or anyone else has done something like that. And then you got Queen Maeve, who chastised Mandy for having cried and having, you know, broken down and thrown up and stuff. You know, she is like, you know, don't ever let them see you like this. So I'd hate to imagine what kind of stuff she's gotten in, like she's been made to endure or suffer through. I'd hate to imagine that kind of thing. But yeah, I think it's just a scarily accurate depiction of what real world corruption is like. That kind of that kind of, like, you know, secrecy and crime running and blackmail and that kind of corruption with power, and like that comes with power and money, pretty much. Like it's a scarily accurate depiction. But yeah, we have Queen Maeve, then Translucent, that guy who just doesn't wear fucking clothes. He never wears clothes. Like he wore clothes on Jimmy Fallon. That was it. He wore clothes to go on TV. I think he was smart enough to not you know, go nude on live TV. But he's always in the bar. He's always in the restroom. And he's always, you know. And Queen Maeve knows that he's there. Queen Maeve immediately knew he was there, and then he just uninvisibilized. He went, you know, visible again, and then he was just immediately naked. I don't even think they blurred it out. Like, you know, I looked away immediately. I was like checking back to see if is there like a blurred square, is there like a black square or something there to cover up? But no, just nothing. Just, you know, they're not afraid to go all out with their mature content. So yeah, yeah, this isn't a show for kids. That much is for sure. That much is for sure. This isn't a show for kids. But we had them, and then A-Train, and yeah, Starlight was took over Lamplighter's position, and then we had Black Noir, Queen Maeve. Yep, so that was all. That's the seven then. That's the seven. And Billy described them. He said that, you know, they're like all of them. I think they're all they're all corrupt except for Homelander. They're all corrupt except for Homelander. And Homelander, I was like, could he really be a saint, or is there more to it than that? But then afterwards, I had my suspicions, which now seem to be confirmed by that last scene, by that very final scene of him tearing that plane apart. Confirmed. So I think he's not so much of a saint as he is maybe just the worst of the worst, just the worst of all of them. But because he's very, very clearly number one. He is very, very clearly number one. He's the leader of the seven. He's at the top of that food chain, the top of that hierarchy. So then he has the most power of them all. So it's up to him. It's also very much up to him who stays and who leaves. So, you know, for him, I think it's a case of, you know, like he commits the worst of the worst crimes, but he's always good at covering up his own mistakes. And he also, like, people like Translucent and the Deep, like, you know, if they do stuff and he finds out about it, he offers to cover it up. He offers to cover it up so long as he can actually keep them on his payroll. So, like, he uses that as leverage against them. Like, you know, he offers to cover it up as long as they do stuff for him, maybe. And he's like, you know, if you snitch out on me, or if you don't do this, if you go against me anyway, I'll leak all of this. I'll tell the world all about what you've done aside from being a superhero. So I think he has the most power. He has the most information, and that's why it's one of the reasons he's at the top. And he's basically Superman. He's basically Superman. I don't know. I think at the beginning he had the heat vision. I don't know if I mean, it would be very, very stupid if he didn't have bullet immunity. I think he's pretty. I think he very well should be bulletproof and super strength and speed, maybe, and all that. It's just basically like a textbook Superman, like a really, really dark Superman. But yeah, being that kind of hero, I think he's the most powerful of them all. And even in terms of, you know, like wealth and fame, he's the most powerful. He's the front page. He's the poster boy for the Seven. He's the one who's always front and center, and the other ones crowded around him. So Homelander is the one that they look up to, the god that they look up to. So yeah, and he's basically like Jesus. He's basically like Jesus for them. So I think, yeah, so that's why he's well covered up. His crimes are well covered up, and he likely offers to cover up the Deep and Translucent and anyone else's crimes too. Anyone else within the Seven who does bad stuff, who does very, very, you know, like socially unacceptable stuff. He offers to cover it up for them as long as they keep his secrets too. So it's like a ring of corruption, like a cycle of corruption. That, you know, you keep my secret, I'll keep yours. Everyone's happy. So yeah, I feel like that's the way they're going with this. But yeah, it's just corruption. It's just a ring of corruption, pretty much a ring of corruption. And then there's Compound V, which the guy at the end who died in the plane, he said he knew about. He wanted more. He wanted to pay less money for Nubian Prince, otherwise he would leak information to the world about Compound V. So I don't know what that is. Compound V. I think it sounds like a base, like a remote hidden base out somewhere, or I think off the top of my head, given how these kinds of things usually go, given how superhero stuff usually goes, I think it's either a base where they're keeping people prisoner, or it's some kind of experimentation lab, like where they're experimenting on people. When maybe it's like a crime ring. Maybe it's a crime ring for the superheroes. It's clearly something bad. It's clearly something that the Seven and Vought is all the company that, you know, houses all of these people. It's clearly like a place like that where, you know, Vought doesn't want that information getting out. It's a place of their own making, a place of their own design. So, you know, he threatened to release information about Compound V. So, you know, and that prompted them to want to kill him by the end. That prompted them to want to kill him. And yeah, they killed his kid too. His kid just wanted a picture, like a signed autograph of Homelander. But yeah, and they ended up killing the kid too. That really annoyed me. And like, even it was such a well done shot too. Like, they look out the window, they see Homelander, and in the reflection you see his eyes start to glow red, and then the shot zooms out and you see him tearing the plane apart with his heat vision and stuff. So yeah, they killed the kid too. The kid was a fan. The kid did not deserve to die. But yeah, Compound V is a dangerous place. Place of some kind of danger of importance to the Seven and to Vought that they do not want getting out. So that's that. But yeah, Vought is I think it's the company or like the organization that actually houses all of these superheroes. And Vought actually has more than 200 superheroes. It actually it has like a record or like a database or it houses a record of like over 200 superheroes, but the 7 are the main ones. The 7 are the most powerful, and arguably the most popular ones that exist within America, and they're the ones who are actually the poster people for superheroism. So yeah, so Vought has all of that, and especially with I think it could be some kind of agency, almost like a superhero talent agency. Like Vought is obviously where Mandy actually called into, like she actually auditioned to become one of the 7. So they have a record of over 200, but then only a select few can actually be a part of the 7, and it's because there's 7. It's very, very limited availability. But it's because Lamplighter was retiring, they actually had a spot opening up, so then Mandy and her mother put her through the audition, and she actually managed to get through. So Mandy's powers, she has super strength. She was doing punches on the walls, and she was lifting the cars and stuff, and she has she glows too. She actually has a glow too that she was able to destroy. She almost destroyed the camera, and then she destroyed all the monitors around in the main tower and stuff too. So yeah, so she has her own powers. So I think she might be the one genuinely good one too. She's gonna be the one fighting to actually be a good superhero and actually be a good member of the 7. But how that's gonna happen in the midst of all this corruption, in the midst of all this chaos, ow, my jaw really hurts. I don't know how that one might work, but yeah, I think that's gonna be an interesting plotline for her, especially because she was born super able too. She was born with these powers. I don't know if that's I think it would make more sense if that was the case for all the other 7 too, if that was the case for all the other superheroes. So it's somewhat reminds me of My Hero Academia, except it's not everyone who's born with powers, it's like a select few who are actually born with them. Or maybe I think, stuff like, or maybe it could be a case of some of them are science experiments gone wrong, or science experiments science experiments, whether or not they actually went wrong is an entirely different discussion. But yeah, what that means for them, I think stuff like people like the Deep. He's an aquatic hero. So I don't know what happened with him, what his origin is. Translucent, he just goes invisible. Queen Maeve, Wonder Woman, so she very Wonder Woman-y vibes, very Wonder Woman vibes. A-Train, he's a speedster, so he's what kind of name is A-Train? So some of these names, they really don't make sense to me. Translucent, that's just a scientific descriptor. Translucent, no, the Deep what? Clearly in this context, the deep ocean, but the deep what? The king of the deep, the man of the deep, just the deep, like Homelander, Queen Maeve, that stuff sounds badass. Black Noir, Lamplighter, it's decent. Starlight, she has a badass name, Starlight. She's literally shines like a star. Yeah, A-Train, he just, I don't. He that one shop had all of his merchandise, like beer bottles, cereal boxes, cardboard cutouts, and the guy was on the magazine. So A-Train, I think the can of beer described him as like a speeding bullet. He is a literal speedster. And I think that adds a sense of realism too. If he runs into someone at that speed, he will literally destroy them, just turn them to nothing but blood and bone and stuff like that. You would never see that kind of thing on the Flash. You would never see it on the Flash. With the Flash, they actually give him that convenience of being able to transport people to another place without actually, doing much damage. With the worst we've seen is Diggle constantly needing to throw up because of the nausea. He's never gotten over that. Some other people, they've done it the first time, they're like, okay, that wasn't too bad, and the rest of the time they're actually okay. But Diggle, it's been a running thing for him. He constantly throws up because of it. But that's. And even in X-Men, when Quicksilver first transported Magneto, he had to actually hold his head back because he was like, don't worry, I'm doing this so you don't get whiplash. So, this I think is probably the most realistic thing. With this one, it's more realistic because it actually shows what would happen if you ran into someone without meaning to move them. If you ran into someone without meaning to move them, you would collide. You wouldn't brace for impact. You'd actually collide and actually send them flying everywhere, and that was a brutal scene. That was brutal, but at the same time, he's a speedster, so surely Flash logic would mean that your mind and your body run at the same speed, so you're able to process, like, it's a mixture of seeing stuff faster, but also processing that information faster. So should he not have actually seen Robin coming? Like, you know, should he not have been able to actually, even if he was looking behind him and turned around at the last second, he still should have, you know, registered a person standing in front of him. Like, his mind and body should work similarly in that sense. I don't know, but again, he even lied. He lied about the bank robbery. He lied about chasing bank robbers, because the no alarms were set off, no bank robbers on the scene. So he was clearly leaving from somewhere and heading to somewhere as quickly as possible. And he just, you know, even on the spot, he gave like the bare minimum of an apology, like, you know, oh, I'm sorry, I've really got to go. Can't, you know, RIP to your girlfriend or whatever, but, you know, got to go now. So there's clearly corruption being here has been stated from the outset, from the get-go. Corruption being on the scene has very much been stated. So yeah, but, you know, I am wondering if in the future he's actually going to recognize, because I mean, now that Starlight's joined the crew, I think they're going to start. They may well start replacing the merchandise and the artwork and that roster. They'll make it clear that Lamplighter is no longer a member of the team, and he's been replaced with Starlight. So the ceiling art that they had should change. The merchandise, the posters should change. It should, you know, add Starlight to that crew. Or maybe, I don't know, if there's like some kind of other criteria that they're criteria of their own making that they have to pass through before they do that. But I don't know, but yeah, I'm curious as to when that might happen, when he actually might recognize Starlight as the girl he gave advice to in the park and stuff. So yeah, it will be fun to see that. Yeah, and then you got Billy Butcher. So he's not a real FBI. He's not a real Fed. He is a fake Fed. He had like a fake ID and everything. So who he is, we don't know. I think he very much seems like a vigilante. I mean, not like a vigilante, but he definitely seems like a guy who goes by his own code, and he's one of those people that actually sees the corruption. But I mean, he said he's not a Fed. He's technically not a Fed, so I think I think even if he's not law enforcement, he still clearly has access to this stuff. He had access to the police records showing that, you know, no alarms were set off, nothing was set off, no bank robbers were on the scene. So A Train was clearly on to something else, and Robin was again just some more collateral damage for him to have to face. So he has information. He can get his hands on information like that could actually raise more suspicion about what the heroes are really up to, what the Seven are really up to. So he has those kind of. He's very resourceful. He's very, very resourceful. But he's not an actual Fed. So what he is, I'm not too sure. Just like I think the same way Homelander is the leader of the Seven, Billy is definitely the leader of. I mean, I assume there's a team. I assume there is a team here. I really doubt that, you know, Hughie is the first person after all of this, because this has been going on for years. This is a very dead set world that they live in currently. So after all this time, like, you know, collateral damage is not something new. So I doubt this is, like, you know, Hughie is the first person he decides to go to after many other people have lost whoever in the Seven. So I do believe that, you know, he has to have a team already, and Hughie is just like the newest kind of addition to that roster. So Billy is the leader of that team, and he's his own man. He's the leader. He makes the tough calls, the decisions. He's a fighter. He's a brute fighter. He can, you know, throw punches and stuff. And he helped kick the crap out of. He came at the last minute, helped kick the crap out of Translucent, and Translucent caught onto them. I figured when he actually, you know, rematerialized in the bathroom, he'd see that, you know, the bug was on the floor, and actually be like, you know, what the hell happened? Like what's going on? And then he actually catches the bug under the table when Thingy goes back in. So he's very creepy and sneaky, very, very creepy and sneaky. So that makes you wonder, like, you know, how many times he's just kind of been there watching. Like he's probably been the worst thing for Queen Maeve. Like Queen Maeve, like, you know, she knew he was there. So I think I'm wondering how many times, you know, he's just been the creepiest motherfucker, just being invisible in the corner of her dressing room or the corner of her bedroom or something even worse. Just spying on her or like something. I don't know. But again, the heroes, they are corrupt. I mean, Queen Maeve, I don't know what she could. I mean, yeah, I think she's like. I think from what we see of her right now, I think she hasn't really committed any crimes that we know of. But she is the one telling Starlight to actually just knuckle under. Don't let them see you like this. Don't be weak. Just, you know, just be strong. But like in the most sufferable way possible, being like, you know, you can't you can't change this, there's no point fighting back, this is how the world is, this is how this business is, so just knuckle under, smile and wave. Like, she's telling her that stuff. She's been doing this for years. So I'm wondering what the relationship between her and Mandy is going to be like going forward. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Billy, yeah, he's the leader, so he's not FBI. I think he could be some sense of I think he either still could be some member of law enforcement, or he literally is just like a resourceful guy. He's a resourceful guy. He has other team members who can get him information. He can get information himself, and then they do their work. So I'm looking forward to seeing who else is actually on the team. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have from this episode. It was a fun pilot episode. Good, again, just a great way to actually set the tone for this story, for the show, for this season, and see what's actually going on. So we know it's going to be about exploring all the corruption in the world of superheroes, all the corruption that the Seven is guilty of, and how Billy Butcher and his boys are gonna fix it. How his boys and the one girl, there's one girl on the team. How they're all going to work together to fight back against this corruption, fight back to expose the heroes. I think that's going to be the story, exposing the heroes and actually, seeing, like letting the world see them for who they really are. And actually not just letting them, but because the world is, willingly turning a ignorant eye away, actually forcing the world to see what they have allowed to flourish in blissful ignorance. So it's gonna be fun. Let me know what you guys thought of this episode, what you guys think of the show. Any spoiler-free thoughts? As always, just comments are open, so feel free to express yourselves and stuff. So yeah, that is pretty much all I have from this first episode. So I'll see you guys in the next one. But yeah, that is The Boys Season 1, Episode 1, titled The Name of the Game. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then salt and burn that like button. Comment on what you thought of the episode and what you think is coming up next time on The Boys. And yeah, that's it. So, I will see you guys next time.